Hey, how's it going, guys? So today I want to go over my Blade and Soul Neo list on what things need to happen to make the game successful at launch. Now, this is kind of like a wish list, and I don't expect all of them to happen, but I feel like this is a really great list of things I feel like will make the game successful in the long term. So, very first thing I have on here, and none of them are really like in particular order of like the most important or least, is just things that came to my head. First one is ult-friendly gearing. So, this is something that was the issue with the original Blade and Soul, where it's very grindy to level up another character with gearing. And it's actually a shame because I always wanted to play multiple classes of characters. Like, so many classes of combat is so much fun to switch over to like a Force Master and then play a Blade Dancer and then a Blade Master. And all of them have really great fun combat. But what held me back from playing them is the fact that it's very grindy to gear up another character. There's not a lot of account bound type systems to make it easier to gear up a new character on your account. A lot of the material used to upgrade your gear is not account bound, so you can't trade it between your old characters. I really want to see them make this more easier. And a lot of MMORPGs are pushing this type of narrative, like World of Warcraft is a big one where they made like everything account bound now. Like a lot of MMOs nowadays are seeing that players want to play other old characters and want to spend more time in the game, but they don't want to do the same things over and over on multiple characters. So I feel like if Blade and Soul made account-bound gearing and systems and material just more accessible, and I really want to see Blade and Soul take this type of examples of other MMOs doing this and being successful, because that's going to hold a lot of people back. They're going to grind out all this gear on one character, and then they're like, I want to play a new class, but then they're going to go, well, I don't want to spend all this time gearing them up all over again. It's just too much grinding and too much work. So that's a really big one that I feel like will keep the game healthy with a lot of players, because they'll constantly be playing new classes and having fun. Next one is No Awakening update. This one I don't really see happening because they're only going up to level 45 content. But the Awakening update basically just made all classes more streamlined in their combat and made a lot of them really boring, just like right-click simulators. And then the third specializations were incredibly unbalanced for the classes. Overall, when it first came out and was announced, it was very hyped and I was excited for it for myself. But looking back, it was actually really bad for the state of the classes of the game. And hopefully they don't do this type of system again. The Blade and Soul combat we have right now at level 45 at launch is the best, and I don't really want to see them change that. Next up, more open world bosses and content in general. Blade and Soul has a lot of really fun open world content, like the Blackworn boss in Misty Woods, I believe the name. I haven't played in a long time in that area, but I believe it's called Misty Woods. I want to see more open world content like that with like world bosses you can team up with your guild and defeat. Maybe more PvP areas. I want to just see more promotion of the open world, because honestly Blade and Soul is really beautiful when you're leveling up, but at the end game you're mostly just spending your time in dungeon lobbies, and it just makes the game world feel really small. And I feel like they could really take advantage of expanding on the open world content with Blade and Soul Neo. Next up is less daily force content. I would actually rather them see promote more weekly content, mainly because Blade and Soul is a very daily focused game. There's like a daily challenge, daily quests are like crazy. That's how you earn a lot of gold and is really successful in game material, is doing your dailies. And then what most people do is make multiple characters and do the dailies again on multiple characters to maximize your rewards. One thing I noticed is that a lot of people got burnt out very quickly with having to constantly feel like they have to log on and do their daily quests. I would like a system where they promote more weekly quests, where it's like you just gotta log on once per week and do it. I feel like that would make the game feel a little bit less grindy. Maybe they can even do like bigger rewards for the weekly challenge, and that could be more accessible for players who don't have the time to log on every single day and do the daily content to keep up. I noticed when I first played, like, you can get behind very quickly compared to other players if you're not constantly logging in and doing your daily quest. And that can get very grindy and it burns out a lot of people. I feel like that's one thing they could really promote, is trying to make more weekly challenges, or even like content that's more like every 3 days or something. Because just every single day forcing you to feel like you have to log on or you lose a lot of progress is not really a great feeling. Next up is no treasure trove, please. No treasure trove. If you guys don't know, Treasure Trove was kind of like the start of like the end of Blade and Soul with the pay to win. It's basically an RNG loot box that gives you a bunch of different material upgrades, special cosmetics, which the cosmetics are fine in my opinion, but main thing is that it used to give you really rare upgrades, and a lot of people used it to upgrade their character quicker than others by spending a lot of in real life money on the Treasure Trove. It's literally just gambling on a loot box. And a lot of places have actually like started to like really disassociate with that. I believe even in Belgium they banned loot boxes from being in video games because it's basically like gambling for kids and teenagers or young adults. But I just don't really like Treasure Trove. I feel like it's just a bad system, and it just really promotes pay to win. I feel like it's not healthy for the state of the game at all. Really don't want to see them put that in the game. I have a bad feeling they will, but we can only hope, you know. Next up is actually ban PvP arena cheaters. This one is so annoying that in the live game, they allowed too many cheaters to ruin the arena. Arena is so much fun in 1v1 and 3v3s, and it's equalized gear, so everyone has the same gear. It's so much fun. It's one of the pinnacles of Blade and Soul is in the 1v1 arenas. I love it. But there were many cheaters in the game, and they abused it, and they showed YouTube videos of these people cheating, and NC was too slow to ban these people. And when you don't ban people who are constantly cheating in arena, then people are just going to quit the arena. They don't want to play with cheaters. It's just how it is. So NC needs to put more resources to actually ban cheaters right away and make an example of them so that the arena is in a healthy state. Because there are a lot of people that played this game only for the arena and ended up quitting Blade and Soul because the cheaters were not punished. This is a big one, and hopefully they really listen on that. Next up is kind of a general thing, but make equipment upgrading streamlined and simple. Really want to see them make it more new player friendly, where they just teach you how to get the upgrades. It's really simple. You do this and that, and then you upgrade your weapon. You do this and that, you upgrade your accessory. Really want to make it so that it's accessible for new players entering the game. I don't want a lot of confusion, and hopefully they kind of focus on making sure that the game is more streamlined. Because there's a lot of confusion on what daily quests you need to do to get the material you need to upgrade your weapon. Just kind of a blanket statement, you know, nothing too specific examples, but just trying to make it in general more new player friendly for their audience, because there's going to be a lot of people checking out Blade and Soul Neo that haven't played the game yet, and first impressions are very important. Lastly, don't add any dumb RNG enchantments to your gear. This was added on way later in Blade and Soul's life cycle, but I don't want to see them try to add any RNG enchantments to your weapon or accessories. No one likes trying to upgrade their weapon and get blasted by RNG. Like, in Blade and Soul, near the later phases of the life cycle of the game, they made it so you could upgrade your weapon, and if you failed the RNG, it would downgrade your weapon. We don't want to see any type of systems like that in the game. It doesn't feel good, and it's not rewarding at all. Anyways, that's really the video. Those are kind of like the main things that I could think of. Trying to think if there's really anything else I wanted to add. These are just kind of like the main priority list things I want to see fixed or added or just focused on in the game. It's kind of just a general list of making sure Blade and Soul Neo is healthy and not just a cash grab. Now, obviously, they could just make it a cash grab and don't care at all, but I feel like they have an opportunity to actually make this game successful in the West. I really want to see Blade and Soul be successful because, in my opinion, it has the best combat of any MMORPG ever. I love the world of Blade and Soul, the content, the dungeons, everything is just so much fun. But they really ruined it with the monetization and just being way too grindy. So I really want to see them just make it more accessible for new players, less grindy, and just do some basic little changes, like just don't make it a pay-to-win mess. It's pretty simple, but the game could be very successful in the West. Hopefully they do some of these changes, or at least kind of think about it. Some of these are really simple, like literally just have people watch the arena more from your staff and make sure there's no cheaters. The neglect they gave to the arena was really sad to see, and hopefully they don't do that again this time around. But anyways, that's really the video. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything I really missed. I can't really think of anything else, but you guys let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching the video as always. Leave a like, sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one real soon.